to financial side. We are looking for it all. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back to Tears to Purpose Real Talk. I am one of your hosts, Elder Lakia Barnett, and this is
Mrs. Hubbard. Welcome back to Wonderful Wednesday.
Yes. How wonderful it is to be alive and well in the land of the living, right?
Exactly. Most definitely.
All right. Well, we back swinging in action. Excited about the guests that we have coming on here today. I've got a chance to work with this young lady, so I'm excited about what God is doing in her life. But I need you guys to like, tag, share all down your timeline. Go get you a good pillow, a good seat, because we gonna get in all her business and find out what she been doing.
Yep. That's right.
So I hope that you guys are well. Hey, Okema.
Hey, Okema.
Yes. So go ahead and share. Sharing is caring. Welcome back to Tears to Purpose Real Talk. Let somebody know that we are on. Listen, we are doing some exciting things in this time that I can't even wrap all my mind around, but it's okay.
Yes.
We doing good though. We're doing good. So listen, we have an awesome show prepared for you today. I still was basking in our last two shows with Don't Place Me in a Box. We're gonna have some more speakers come up and do that same topic real soon. So stay tuned for more of that. Oh my goodness, okay. Yes, indeed. She keep playing with your mother. She got all your nickname on blast. Oh.
Stop. I knew she was going to do that. I knew something told me. Stop it.
So guys, make sure that you like, tag, and share. And listen, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into, before we get to our awesome guest, Miss Melanie Johnson. She is a poet. She is an entrepreneur. She does jewelry and all that great stuff. Look at and listen, she got a brand new book, y'all. Listen, she got a brand new book that she wants to come and share with us and talk about how all of that came into play. So stay tuned for that as we jump into this first clip.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above all rubies. What woman in their right mind can honestly live up to these ridiculous standards? Certainly not this one.
Who can find a virtuous woman? See, I thought I was one. So, how did we get here?
Once you put anything before God, all hell breaks loose.
Oh, don't check me.
All right, that's enough.
You ready?
Go on in there. Cry to God.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
We have to be that man in order for them to be that woman.
Tell me you didn't just gamble away all my money, Anthony.
God saved Ant's life.
Please help me through this.
What if you were already the husband I needed? Excuse you.
I'm sorry.
Say it again.
But why did Aunt do nothing about it?
Trust me, Aunt's gonna take care of that.
I just want you to see what you got to look forward to.
What a waste of time.
You do move. Hey.
I'm angry at myself for allowing you to change me into this monster.
This is your mess. You clean it up.
You made this bed, now you sleep in it.
Are you gonna leave? Or do I need to shoot you in your knee?
Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can find a virtuous woman?
For her price is far above all rubies.
The heart of her husband, he will be trusting her.
So that he shall have no need of sport.
She do him good all the days of her life.
A must see. It was a very good movie. I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was. So you guys make sure you go check out this awesome movie, Proverbs 31. It is currently on Amazon Prime. So make sure that you go and watch it. Go
Mhm.
watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Go watch it. It is a must see. So we are going to go ahead and jump straight into our interview with our very special guest. I had an opportunity to work with this young lady with one of my other good friends in a monologue that we did back in October. I had the opportunity to work with this young lady, and we have been connected ever since. And I'm so ecstatic about what God is doing in her life. So, welcome to Tears to Purpose, Miss Melanie Johnson.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for inviting me here. And indeed, I did have a wonderful time working with you and the other ladies for the monologue, and it was remarkable.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am. So you got a lot going on. So I am going to turn you over to Miss Hubbard, and we're going to go ahead and get started with your interview. So everybody that is watching, I need you to do me a favor and like, tag, and share with all of your followers, your family, and friends, and let somebody know that it's a first of all a poet in the building, an author in the
Yeah.
building.
Yes. Yes.
She like many hats. Do you understand what I'm saying? You better let them know she up in here. Tell them
Yes.
to come sit down and get some good stuff because we about to find out what she's been up to. So I'm gonna turn this over to Miss Hubbard.
Welcome once again, Miss Johnson. We're so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Listen, so go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your story, a little bit about
Yes, ma'am. My name is Melanie Johnson, and as Elder said, I wear many hats. I am an educator. I teach eighth grade math currently. I am what I call myself an educational influencer because I go outside of the textbook. I try to teach them about life stories. I am an
That's good.
author. I am a poet. I am a publisher. I just started my very first my own publishing company, and I've
Okay.
published my first poetry book.
Mm.
And I am a independent jewelry consultant with paparazzi. And let's see, all these ands.
That's okay.
um, I'm a domestic abuse survivor. I am. I manage my mental health issues, and I just do a lot of things, and I constantly look for ways to see when I can help somebody. And
Okay.
that's I think that's all of the titles I guess you can say I have. um,
That's fine. You do a lot, and that's
yes, ma'am.
good.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
good. Um, I I I like when you said, okay, you teach eighth grade, eighth
Yes, ma'am.
grade, and you go outside the box for say. So you
Yes,
teach
ma'am.
them about life
Yes.
lessons, which
Yes.
is excellent. They need to know about that because life is real.
Yes.
So I'm glad that you do that, and I'm sure they appreciate it. I'm sure you get a lot of conversations with those lessons.
I do. In the past, I've taught other grade levels. Last year, I taught sixth grade, and
Okay.
God always arranges it where the ones that need me find me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And last
Mhm.
year, I had the opportunity to mentor two young ladies who were going through a lot in their lives, and just by happenstance, the young lady was having an issue, and I stopped. I saw her in the hallway, and I just stopped and told her to calm down. And from
Mhm.
that point on, we had a connection. They said, "You're gonna be her mentor," and I'm always still connected to this day because I feel like God put me there for a reason,
Right,
and I
right.
try to be there for the kids as much as possible. And it's funny that you said that because just today I had an incident that came up, and I knew it had to be God. I've been trying to figure out how I can get literacy into the lives of our children
Mhm.
and being a math teacher.
Yes.
And I teach eighth grade, but I'm on a hallway with seventh graders as well. And I just, I speak to everybody, tell everybody have a blessed day.
Right.
And two young ladies came up to me this morning and asked me if I would agree to be a sponsor for them for a book club. They want to start a book club
All
on the
right.
campus, and they wanted me to be the sponsor. And I was like, "Thank you, God." I mean, tears were just falling. I just said,
Uh-huh.
"Thank you, God," because He'll answer your prayers
Yes, he
if
will.
you just turn it over to Him.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. That's good. That's why you were put there,
Yes, ma'am.
to help these young people.
Yes, ma'am.
And they need more of us in these school systems
Yes, ma'am. They
because they
do.
definitely need to be guided.
Yes. And you would not think of the issues that they're having, because when we were that age, we didn't have those kind of issues. But life has changed so drastically for the young people today that most of the issues that they have are issues that adults currently have. And so they
Right.
need some guidance because they don't have the wisdom and understanding
Mhm.
to handle those type of situations.
Right, right. Well, we thank God for you. We really do.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you just continue to do what you do. So tell us about your book. You have two of them?
Well, I have two books in a journal that I wrote independently. My first book started out as a journal to myself. I had a wonderful mentor who was mentoring me to help me to understand, because I had low self esteem. I was broken. I was coming out of a divorce. I was married for 23 years, and
Mm.
it was an abusive situation. It wasn't physical abuse. It was mental, emotional, financial abuse. And
Wow.
I didn't see that because I didn't see bruises. So I didn't see that I was being abused
Use
until
right. Mm-hmm.
I was getting out of it. And I had to see a therapist. And so my first book, it's entitled Womanly Wisdom. And it was, let's see, yeah, it
Okay.
was a journal that I started for myself,
Mm-hmm.
helping me to understand the feelings I was having as a broken, because that's what I considered myself, was broken, a broken woman trying to figure out where her niche was in life. What meaning did I have in life? What purpose did I have in life?
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote the journal, and as I was sharing it with my mentor, he was like, "Other people need to hear this because this is going to help somebody else heal."
Yes,
And I can
yes.
remember I said, "I'm not a writer." And this was just 2 years ago. I said, "I'm not a writer, and nobody's going to want to hear my words." And he said, "If you write it, you'll see."
Mm-hmm.
And as I was writing, he asked me, he said, what would you consider success after writing this book? What would you consider success?" I said, if one person, if one person would gather something from what I write, if
Mm-hmm.
one person is healed from what I write, then I know I'm successful.
Yes, yes.
And when the book was written, I had two people to write cards to me. One lady I'd never met before. She wrote a card, and she's somewhere in Milwaukee, thanking me for writing that book and telling me the connections. And the people who have contacted me either through calls, messages, correspondence has been overwhelming.
Yeah.
So my level of success was nothing like what God had for me.
Uh,
Yes, and I apologize. My my computer is telling me that the batteries running low. I was rushing to get in here, and I forgot that
yeah.
it wasn't plugged up. So I'm here, but I'm just about to plug it up.
Okay. No problem. Well, I like what you said about when you said you was broken. Um, we don't think of broken as being good, but broken is good because you can always, when you're broken, you always put it back together. But if
Yes,
you're crushed, that's a different situation.
it
So
is.
broken is good. And out of that brokenness came this book, which helped so many others. So that's what it's about, helping others. Like you said, you did not think that anybody want to hear it, but with our situation, we need to know that we're not the only ones going through this. And if we write, we will encourage someone else and turn them around. So I thank you for that. I commend you for writing that book.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I wanted to share just a little bit of the book. I'm
Okay.
trying to see if that cord is going to work with this computer, but I just wanted to share a little bit of what I went through, and this is just a part of the book. This is from the chapter entitled "Enjoy the Grace." When I look
Okay.
in the mirror and I see the changes I've endured, I know I'm blessed.
Mhm.
Well, in the beginning, yes, in the beginning, I did not enjoy looking in the mirror at myself. I did not like what was staring back at me. I did not like my reflection because it reminded me of what I did not look like.
Mm.
My reflection looked nothing like the images I saw on TVs, in movies, or magazines. I would look in the mirror and get angry at myself. But how did I move past this image, this hatred of my image? Yes, I did use the term hatred. That's exactly what it was. If I could magically be someone else the next
Mhm.
day, at that time, I gladly would have. But I could not continue to have those feelings. So how did I change it? Began to accept myself, accept what I saw in the mirror.
Mhm.
I accepted my skin color. I accepted my eye color. I accepted my blemishes because I realized that they showed what I had been through.
Mm.
I had been through. And I realized that each one of these flaws added character to my images. My blemishes showed that I was human. The weight that I carried showed that I was not lacking for much, and God always sustained me. My
Mhm.
gray hair testified to the grace and wisdom I was endowed with by the Father. My reflection was a visual demonstration of God's goodness in my life. The things that I endured had not killed me.
That's right.
Instead, they improved my value. And that's just a little bit of what I had in there. And I mean, just to know that other people can connect with that,
Yes.
it's amazing. So that was my first book. That was my baby. That was Womanly Wisdom. And a lot of people say, did you misprint when you wrote this? Because at the bottom it says what they couldn't tell me, with which they is lowercase. And I said, no, that was intentional because I wanted them
Mhm.
people to realize they don't have importance in my life.
All
What
right
they
now.
say is not important.
Mhm. That's it.
It's not even important enough to be capitalized. So
I like that.
yes,
That's what I'm talking about. That's right.
yes. So from
That's
that one, um, I um, I did a journal, and it's
okay.
entitled "Broken Mirrors Still Reflect." And it takes some of the same themes from my book and it presents it in a journal format where I have poetry. You can't see it, but I have poetry, and then I have a reflection of what a prompt based on that poem means to me,
Mhm.
and then I have several pages for them to write on in case they want to come back and refresh what they thought about. So,
Yes.
and if you don't mind, I wanted to share because the Broken Mirrors Still Reflect was a poem that I wrote, and I wanted to share it so that you
Okay.
can understand some of the things that I had to endure in my life.
Okay.
Shattered images, sharp edges, fragmented pieces of disconnect. Although I seem worthless and useless, just wasteful rubbish, we yet find that broken mirrors still reflect.
Mhm.
I may not focus on the whole picture and therefore not getting the full effect. But what I can see are images of me reminding me that broken mirrors still reflect. Focusing on one piece over another, each detail trying to inspect, will only leave me wondering. My own self image I'm blundering to see just what broken mirrors will reflect. Reflection is a reactive feat, only responding to the image or subject. So, what if I dislike or don't think I look like the image the broken mirror reflects? Because the reflection is broken, it doesn't mean I'm a wreck.
That's
Different
right.
angles is shows of a woman who grows from ashes no one would disclose and turmoil she never chose to finally expose what she supposes that everyone should know. and that is, no matter what, you should glow, knowing that broken mirrors still reflect.
This is what they do.
Yeah.
Snap it up.
Thank you. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Excellent. I love that.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was excellent.
Thank you. And so from my journal, that's when I realized that I was a poet because my writing only started about two years ago. Yes, about 2 years ago now, around this time of the year, 2 years ago, that's when I started writing. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I can write. And I had a publisher then, and he kind of pushed me. He said, I think you can do poetry. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not a poet. But I kept getting invited to these poetic events and getting pushed on stage and saying, okay, you got a little something you can share with us. And I'm like, but I'm not a real poet. And
Oh, you sure?
they got a kick out of it. And they was like, yeah, we'll see. And from there, this book was born. It's entitled Flavor of Melanin, Poetic Professions of Essence. And this book, this is my newly published book. I published it under my own publishing company, Buster Word Publishing. And this book, it has so many different flavors of me in this book. Every things that people would probably say was controversial. That is, I didn't know you thought that way. I didn't know that you endured that. It's in there. It's like Prego. It's in there, and I mean, it was. I put it together, and I remember my local hometown newspaper had asked how many poems are in it. I was like, you know what? I never even counted how many poems are in it. And being a math person, you would think that that would be the first thing I did, but I ended up finding out it's exactly 50.
Oh, okay.
Which is like the coolest thing. But yes,
Wow.
I enjoy it. And there's in my book, there are poems about social justice, there's poems about domestic abuse, there's poems about education, autism, there are poems about religion, there's poems about love, passion, there's poems about whimsical things, just like somebody challenged me to write a poem about something and I wrote it. And I just wanted people to see that there's more to me, because one of the things that I put in my first book was that I'm multifaceted. You can't put me in a box because I don't fit.
Hey,
so I wanted
say it again. Say it again.
Yes, you can't put me in a box because I don't fit.
That's it. That's right.
I wanted them to see in this book how many different, I mean, just the different flavors. Because sometimes, I mean, just to give you a hint of the titles, because they have different chapter titles. I got melanin dripping like dark chocolate, melanin dripping like hot tea, melanin dripping like a Bloody Mary, melanin dripping like caramel. So it's like different flavors, and each one of those flavors has an impact on the type of poems that's in there. Like in this first section, it's entitled, and if I talk too much, y'all tell me, because I get excited. I get excited about writing. In this first section, it's entitled "Melanin Dripping Like Dark Chocolate." And if you see the picture of it, that's what it looks like. It has the dark chocolate being drizzled, and it says the rich, robust flavor of reflections that are good for you, but not always good to you. Because you know that dark chocolate is good for you, but it ain't as sweet as the milk chocolate.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
So one of my favorite pieces in this section that I want to share is called Melanin Marvel. And it has a flavor that is reminiscent of something you heard before, because this poem came as a challenge from me. Someone challenged me to write a poem based on another poem that I had heard. So as I read it, I'm pretty sure you'll catch the connection.
Okay.
It's called Melanin Marvel. Society has yet to understand how I can exist without a man. But when I divulge information, they think I can't. when I can. I say, it's in the fire of my soul, the power in my words, my head raised high, my voice unheard. Because I'm a marvel, melanated, melanin marvel. Don't hate it. When I enter the scene, I'm often ignored and neglected. But when I start to speak, the naysayers and haters stand to be corrected. All of their thoughts, good or bad, are appropriately affected. I say, it's in the relevance of my language, the complexity of my brain, the reach of my influence that cannot be contained, because I'm a marvel, melanated, melanin marvel. Don't hate it. Some are intimidated by my intellect. They tried to ignore it so they can't anymore continue their level of disrespect, but instead recognize the value they see in retrospect. I say, it's in the power of my tongue, the formation of my lips, the swag displayed when my melanin drips. I'm a marvel, melanated, melanin marvel. Don't hate it. So the verdict is in, and now you should see. I don't need another to clearly define me. When you encounter my presence, grateful you should be. I say, it's in the soul of my ancestors that made me free, the teaching of my parents and the God in me, because I'm a marvel, melanated, melanin marvel. Don't hate it. Thank you.
All right. Snap it up. Snap it up. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, all these people, so people see stuff in us that we don't see in ourselves. So when you was being put on stage as a poet, you didn't see it, but everybody else saw it.
Yes, ma'am. And I was like, what are they seeing?
I know, right? I know what you mean.
And one of them was Elder. She always tell me, I see so much for you. I see so much of you. I'm like, is she seeing the right one?
I know that's right. Okay, so listen. On that note, I'm gonna turn you over to her because I know she's excited to ask you some questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Melanie, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am so proud of you. And I said to all of y'all when I worked with y'all, each of y'all had a special place in my heart. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And just to hear how excited you are, you stepped out, you started your own publishing company, you're birthing out things in the earth, tangible things for people to be able to pick up. And I can just see so many smiles coming across people's faces from your book because listen, you ain't letting nobody place you in a box. And that's the main thing. Like greats can't be placed in a box. You gotta give us some room.
That's right.
Give us some room now because we might be doing this and then something else might happen and we might be like, nope, I want to do it like this. So right. I love that you're being your authentic self. Mm-hmm. You can't lose being yourself. So talk to me about any of the like doubts or fears that you may have had launching, just jumping out there to start your own publishing company. You're like, look, I ain't about to have none of this. I'm about to go and start this thing. Talk to us about that process. How did that come about?
That process was God driven. It was very much God driven. I had just published, I had just written my journal, and my publisher, he had told me, he said, you're going to be bigger than me. You're going to be bigger than what I can do for you. You're going to have to branch out and do some other things. And I was like, no, you got to hold my hand. I'm just getting started with this. I'm not ready. He said, you ready? And we never talked about it again. And so I'm just going on my married life. And I'm thinking, I can't do what he wants me to do. So I'm just going to hold on to his coattail as long as I can. And one of my friends, he posted something about my book, and one of my friends commented and said that everything that I write is an awesome read, and she was happy to get her copy of the book. And he responded and said, yes, I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss working with her. And I just immediately started crying because my doubts came in. I was like, oh, is he pushing me away? Am I bad? Does he not want to work with me? What's going on? And I called him. He was like, don't get hysterical. It's time for you to branch out. And that was my biggest fear. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I've never published a book. And he was like, you take it step by step. And I'm going to show you the videos. I'm going to show you the material that you need to study, that you need to learn. And if you have any questions, I'm here. But you're going to start this publishing company, and you're going to get it off the ground, and you're going to publish your own book. And that was such a monumental task. And the first thing I said, what would I name my publishing company? And if you read my book, I talked about in my book, and I may get a little emotional, I apologize. I talked about in my book how my second suicide attempt, I was alone at home. It was just me and my dog. And my husband at the time was out of state. He wouldn't be home for 2 days. And I just couldn't take it anymore. And so I had swallowed pills to try to end it. I didn't want to live anymore. And as I was laying on the bed, my dog heard me choking because the pills were trying to come up, but I was laying flat. And he actually came and pushed me and kept nudging me till I got sideways, and so I could start vomiting the stuff that was coming up. So he saved my life. And his name was Buster. And for the rest of my life, that dog and I was totally connected. If he heard, I understood it. If I heard, he understood it. And so I had to put him to sleep. And I did it while he was in my arms. I held him till he took his last breath because he was there for me. And so this book, this publishing company, everything I owe to him, because God worked through him to save me to be able to be here to help somebody else. So that's where I got the name of my publishing company from, because I want him to be eternal. He's not physically with me, but he's with me every single day wherever I go. Because I used to talk about him all the time. When the kids tried to get me to do something wrong, I said, Buster got to eat. So he's with me, and it was natural for me to name my company after him. And then that gave me the drive to get it started, because I didn't want anything that was connected to his memory to not be successful. So I just work hard. I study. In the middle of teaching, I would, come home, work on my book, work on getting it published, go back to the education. So it was hard work. It's not something to say, okay, well, I'm gonna get a publishing company and you don't have to do anything. It's work, because you have to put things together. You have to make sure you got a great editor. You have to make sure you have people to help you with cover design if you can't do that yourself. So it's a lot of intricacies that people don't really see. But once I realized that that's what I wanted to name my company, all that didn't matter to me, because it was going to be successful, because it was from Buster.
Wow. Testimony. Okay. Listen, you never know how something is birthed. And I'm just one of them ones that pay very close attention to how, when things are being birthed out, what happened before that timing. And so I know that there are lots of people who was probably like you, who are very fearful of starting something new or just taking another step and really doing what they have been called to do. Because it's usually, my family has never done this. I've never seen this done in my family. What will people think if I step out and I do something that doesn't look like the normal? You know what I'm saying? So what would be your advice to anybody that may be listening right now who has a fear of stepping out and doing something new?
I had that fear. Once I got divorced, everything was new to me. And I was fearful of trying. I couldn't even get in the car and drive myself, because I was used to being in the passenger side and being driven everywhere, because I wasn't allowed to go places by myself. And even just that one step was, it evoked a high level of fear in me. But I had to realize every moment of growth starts with one step. You don't just astronomically grow overnight. It starts with a step, and sometimes those steps may be easier than others. But the fear comes from the unknown. I had to start living without expectation, because the unknown happens when you expect things to go a certain way. Then you look for it to go that way, and that fear comes up. What if it doesn't? I had to start living and thinking, I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work out, I've learned a lesson. I've learned something from my failure. If it does work out and I like it, I keep doing it. If it works out and I find I don't like it, guess what? I've learned something else about me, because I didn't know who I was. And fear was a major part of my life. But each time I tried something new, I categorized it. Did it work? If it did, do I like it, or do I want to just let it go? And if we can live without putting these barriers on us and all these heavy weights of what we expect to happen, just let it happen. Grow. When you were born, you didn't know how tall you were going to be. You didn't know what your weight was. You came on this earth and God put you here, and you just started growing. You started getting taller, getting wider, getting thinner, whatever, but you started growing, and there was no fear involved. That's how I live my life. I'm just going to grow. I'm going to grow up. I'm going to grow out. I'm going to grow. I'm not going to be stagnant. And guess what? If I like it, good. If I don't, I know I need to tone up and do something different. And that's how I tackle life. So for those that's watching, don't be afraid to grow. Everything grow. You are not the same size that you were when you were born. So growth is not going to kill you. It's either going to make you stronger or make you wiser. But just keep going and keep growing.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, y'all know how I am. For those of y'all that know me, I be hearing tunes in my head when stuff start dropping, and the words that I hear is "You are not alone." Y'all remember that song by Michael Jackson? You are not alone. Yes. Yes. And I'm like, somebody need to hear that thing, because that thing is loud in my ears while she talking. So I just want to say that, like, yes, you're not alone. Like, God has you. So that is, yes, Melanie, the icing on the cake right there, right there. Somebody needed to hear that thing. I'm telling you right now. So listen, what is next for you?
Ooh. I do have a project that I'm about to get started coming up for Father's Day. I want to do a Father's Day journal, and it's going to be an anthology of poems or stories or writing from different people about fathers. We do a lot for Mother's Day, and but the fathers are kind of forgotten about. So I want to do that as an ebook, and I want to make it available to, many people to come in and contribute. And I want to use the proceeds from that ebook sale to go to this local shelter that I partnered with. It's the Domestic Family and Abuse Shelter in Laurel, here in my hometown. They have women that's coming in, and they have children, and they're kind of forgotten about. And being a domestic abuse survivor, I can understand that, because I felt like I didn't have anywhere to go. So I want to use that to help to bring programs in for them, for the children, and help them to understand, you're not alone. Like you said, you're not alone, and we're here for you.
Awesome. I love it. And thank you for thinking about the men. We've been talking about these men, Lord. We've been having these men on the altar. You hear me?
Yes,
because it's too many, and it's no shade to the women, but what about the men? The men.
Yes.
So thank God for what He has placed on your heart. It is going to be needed. I believe it's going to do well because one of these men going to be like, yes, somebody finally said something so we can have something. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So thank God for that. We are just excited for you, Melanie. I'm excited about what God is getting ready to do with you. It is more than you can grasp. Understand me when I'm telling you this. It's more than you can grasp. It's more than you thought of, even some things you ain't thought of. God is getting ready to do something massive with you because he understands that you're in a posture now where, okay, I can send my daughter here, there, everywhere she gonna go. If I tell her to go, she going.
Yes.
And God is just going to continue to expound you. I even see you literally helping others to publish their books, like and seeing their projects out there and helping them overcome that fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I
So
do.
listen, just get ready to receive your awards. I told my ministry, I said, y'all better get ready to say congratulations.
Yes, yes, yes.
Congratulations is coming your way.
Thank you.
It's this the season of congratulations. So we congratulate you already.
Thank
Yes,
you.
We congratulate you
congratulations.
on your bestseller. We congratulate you on
Thank
your
you.
nominee award for best poetry and
Thank you.
in all your melanin and all your seasoning. We congratulate you for all the authors you're getting ready to help birth out in this season. We congratulate
Yes,
you in
yes.
advance.
Thank you.
We congratulate you in advance. So why don't you go ahead and let everyone know how they can connect with you, how they can reach you and find you, because they're gonna want to do all that after this.
Okay. I am on Facebook and under Melanie Johnson. I also have a Facebook page for my publishing company, Bust the Word Publishing LLC. I'm on. If you go to Linktree and / Melanie Johnson, you can find me there with all my links there. My books are available on Amazon. My first book, Womanly Wisdom, is also available on Barnes and Nobles. I am in the process of recording. Well, I've recorded the information for my for my audiobook. So my first book is also going to come out in audiobook format, but it's an enhanced audiobook. And so it's going to have sound effects and music added to it. So I'm looking forward to that coming out. And I will let everybody know when it comes out as well. I'm on, I don't know, everywhere. Instagram. Yeah, that's what the young people use. Instagram. It's on the MJ 2017, EMJAE 2017. So just look for me. If you can't get in contact with me, contact Elder. She can get you. She know how to find me. But and I just want everybody to know that life is too short to live in fear. I lived in fear for 23 years. And I wanted to share the beginning of my first book to let you know how I felt. And it's a scripture that actually comes from Luke 13:10 and through 13. And it says, and he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And behold, there was a woman which had a spirit of infirmity 18 years and was bowed together and could in no wise lift herself up. And when Jesus saw her, he called her to him and said unto her, Woman, thou art loose from thine infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified. I was her. I was that woman. So don't live in fear. Don't let that fear bind you. Open up your heart, open up your mind, let God come in and let him lead you in the pathway that he wants you to go, because he has greatness out there. We're all here for a purpose. And if we allow him, he will show us that purpose. And when we walk in that purpose, I can tell you, I was in 2 traffic jams this afternoon. I got here just in time to get on the broadcast, but I will not say today was a bad day, because I don't have bad days, because I walk in his purpose.
Amen. Any last words you want to say to her mother before we? Oh, wow.
I'm so proud of you. I don't know if anybody else can see it, but I see a glow right around your head.
Oh, thank you.
So Lord is definitely working with you. He's not done with you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I knew her when. But you are going places, you are going to be doing things. Be encouraged and continue on the path that you on. The Lord has something very special for you. Hold on.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Amen. So we thank you, Melanie Johnson.
Thank
the
you.
woman that wears many hats and more to
Yeah.
come. We thank you for blessing us with all of your great material from your books, things that just encouraged us on today. I pray that everyone was watching was encouraged. Melanie Johnson also is one of our sponsors for our brand new upcoming film, Why Didn't I Listen? I love her to pieces. I thank her for joining forces with us to bombard the kingdom with all this creativity. Okay, yes. So we are just expecting greatness. And with that being said, I want you guys to, if you are a business, entrepreneur, author, and you guys want to partner with Tears to Purpose as we release our first film, Why Didn't I Listen? I done told y'all better find out why that girl didn't listen. You gonna want to find out why she didn't listen, okay? This is a must see. I'm excited about this film. I'm excited about the people that are connecting and partnering with us. You do not want to miss this opportunity. Listen, let us help you as you help us. One of the ways that you can donate, you can go on Giblify to find Tears of Purpose Monologue Ministries. As you type up our name, you'll be able to give there, and also through Cash App, $ Tears to Purpose, all capital letters. So again, if you want to be a sponsor, you still have opportunity to do that. We go into production at the end of May. The cast is rocking out long and hard. Y'all, listen, I'ma be acting, y'all. So y'all better come see this thing, okay? I'm just saying. What Melanie say, don't place me in no box. I ain't placed in one now because I did. But yeah, this is going to be good. And so we are also preparing to celebrate 4 years of ministry, y'all. 4 years of ministry coming up, and we will be headed towards Chicago. So we need your help. This ministry is drama on wheels. We do not stay still. We are going to spread the word of God. We are going to spread the arts, the heart of the Father. What is he saying in this hour? He's saying so much. We just got to listen. Amen. So help us do that any way that you possibly can. So Miss Melanie, we thank you for coming on to the show, blessing us with all of your great wisdom. We continue to pray for you as you go forth. You are not a stranger to us. You know, I will jump in your inbox and be like, Melanie, come on. I mean, it's real. She's the real deal, y'all. So make sure y'all go support her. Look out for all the things she's getting ready to do. And y'all be blessed. Listen, that's our time. And we will be back here next week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys make sure that you turn your notifications on. Let somebody know that we are on. Also, coming up April the 16th, you do not want to miss What Men Want. What Men Want. We have a panel of awesome men that is getting ready to answer all your questions. So for those of you all these questions that y'all want to ask, can y'all please inbox me with your questions or email me at barnettlakia@gmail.com, all of your questions, and we will pull them and get them answered live for Theater and Word. Don't miss it. Do not miss it, you guys. Anything else, Miss Hubbard?
That's it.
All right, y'all. So we are Audi 5000. Good night, and thank you guys again for watching.
See you next week.
Experts, Christian relationship experts, that is. People in ministry that have a phenomenal story. All kinds of business owners, from restaurants to beauty to financial side. We are looking for it all.